Yeah, let's go. Shout out the mountain and fish. I got Iggy and what's doing right for the culture. If you just here for the views and the likes and just put out no mic, you a vulture. They let me down, but the raps did it. They let me down, but the switch did it. They let me down, but the raps did it. They let me down, but the switch.
This is your boy Iggy.
It's your boy Woods.
You are now tuned in to another episode of Hip Hop Hoops Podcast.
Yep.
Listen, busy week.
Yes, it has been.
For music, I should say.
It's a beautiful thing for hip hop.
Yeah.
Once again, hip hop has dominated the conversation for at least the last 24 hours, 48 hours.
It's crazy because people are gonna tell us that, listen, all y'all ever do is talk about Drake and Kendrick, bro. What? Like, I don't understand. Anyways, guys, follow us on the website. It's hhhoops.com. Follow us on the website. You're gonna see it right there. Check us out. Show us the merch, everything, latest events that we're gonna be at. Just check us out on the website. I want to get into this really quickly because we got a lot to talk about right now. The Northway.
Shout out to Northway, man.
You gotta shout out the Northway.
Gotta shout them out, man. They're one of the many. No, I should say one of the few prep school / Canada basketball content creators. You know what I mean? So
they do a fantastic job,
man. Shout out them boys out.
Yes, and go check them out on Instagram, the Norway. But they did an article where they meant, and I like this kind of stuff, man. And we don't do enough of it, especially at the prep level.
Yeah.
I know Coach Chris does his stuff with the
Shout
younger guys.
Shout out Coach Chris, man.
He's doing a fantastic job over there with that.
Flooding the content right now.
Oh, crazy. But the Northway, they came out with an article and they came up with their top 5 players.
Right. I'm assuming senior players.
Seniors.
Yes.
Top 5 senior players in the class.
Yeah.
And they started out with Spencer, Aaron's number 1.
Yeah.
Tristan Beckford, 2. Efeosa, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. Adriel Norha. And Mario, I can't pronounce it. I do know he goes to Fort Erie Prep, the center. Right. What is your thoughts on that top 5?
I like it.
Did he get it right?
I think he got it right. I would like to see a top 10. You know what I mean? But going with top 5,
I think the 5 just makes it so interesting.
It does, because I'm a shout out Crestwood, but I'm a Colton Crowdis. He's a point guard over there, senior, tough. He's so tough.
Promise could be in there as well, man.
Right.
I believe he's a top 5. I mean, top 10 guy. I would
maybe top 10, but yeah, top 5. I think they nailed it. I'm definitely gonna look into some of these guys. Like at least they're bringing attention to some of these guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching them and continue watching this season.
It's interesting with Efeosa though, for me, because Efeosa was number 1 for many years.
Right.
He was the number 1 grade 9, number 1 grade 10. I believe some people still consider him number 1 right now.
Right.
But I do agree with Spencer or Tristan. If they want to say Tristan's number 1, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that as well.
If they say Spencer's number 1, I'm okay with that. Spencer's gonna announce his decision soon.
Right.
So with Tristan, I know we spoke to Tristan a couple weeks ago, and he was just like, man, that is gonna be the biggest decision of his life.
He said it straight.
He was like, man, my parents are so involved.
Yeah.
So I think that was an amazing thing.
Try to get it out of him, man.
We did. It didn't work.
Right.
But those top 3 is very interesting, and it's very interesting to see Efeosa not be at number 1 because he was number 1 for years.
I think personally that's just more for conversation. You know what I mean? Almost clickbait, because the eye test. I think I forgot the name of the school he's at right now. William
Academy.
They're doing their damn thing.
Right.
But when he's hooping, you know what I mean? Shout out my young boy Tristan Darko too, doing his damn thing. I see you, BME, Canada Elite. You already know what it is. But Efeosa is definitely he's must see TV on this platform. You know what I mean? So like you said, any of those 3 could be number 1, but come on now, you know what I mean? Efeosa's Efeosa, bro. He's been number 1 for a reason for this long and sustaining that number 1 spot. To say that he's not right now, I think it's just
That's
a little.
hard.
It's a little clickbait.
It's hard to maintain the number one spot because everybody's coming for his neck.
Right.
Everybody's been coming for his neck.
But
for years.
He's been battle tested 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been doing it 4 years. Like you said, like I haven't seen him lose a battle.
I'm not gonna go that far.
I have a one-on-one battle. Like I love him and Tristan's battles. I always used to think it was a beef thing. Like you know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question, because Maria, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's the 7-footer at Fort Erie. He's a problem.
He's nice.
Like I seen him destroy Royal Crown in the finals last year. He's a problem.
He is a problem.
So.
It kind of sucks that we're going by position, or if we're just strictly going over impact. Impact on wins, like just an impact player.
They're going
who's the
off
top
of
dog.
They're going off of just who's the best player.
Yeah,
who is the best player? When they do these rankings, like if they do ESPN rankings, they don't go by position.
No, they don't.
Who's the best players?
Right. I mean,
this is what they're
from
doing.
a skill set standpoint. Who's more polished?
If we're gonna do that, then Spencer Aaron might deserve the top spot. He's 6'9", legit.
Mm-hmm.
He can shoot.
Shoot.
You know, he can put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
He's decent as far as athleticism wise.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know.
I mean,
if I was looking in college right now,
yeah,
I would probably say Spencer is probably the most ready college player there.
Over Efeosa.
Yeah. Over Efeosa. To me, Efeosa needs work. I love his athleticism, but
his motor, his defense.
You're not gonna be able to just bully and run over guys in Division One. Like we've seen this happen before with Elijah Fisher. I love it. I love that kid.
Elijah had a pretty big game.
Had an amazing game against Arkansas, by the way. I think it was like 23. And his game is looking better. A lot of pull-up twos.
Yeah.
You know, he looked confident on the pull-ups and stuff like that. So
I think that's just what it is. The Division One game, you need that pull-up.
You need to be able to shoot. If you are a wing or a guard of some sort, you got to be able to shoot.
And that's where the questions.
And that's the question. That is the question for Efeosa.
He checks off every other box.
Yeah. To me, people got to understand you're not going to be able to put your shoulder down and run over grown men. It's not happening in Division One. It's not happening. You got to come with some type of skill set. Like you could see guys like Boogie Flan, Arkansas. This kid is like a pro. The way he can put the ball on the floor, the way his IQ, like just a great guard. And I think those like we just seen guys. We just seen Darren Peterson.
God dang. He's still cooking right now.
He's still cooking.
Yeah.
We seen Mikael Brown. Those guys are elite. And those guys are 6'4", 6'5" guards.
Right.
So we know what it looks like. Those guys are going into college right now to contribute, dominate, and get out of there and go to the league.
One and done? That's it. No.
I like the list.
I like the list. Shout out to Norway.
Shout out to Norway, man. Yeah. A great list, though. Really, really appreciate that work, though.
We need more of it, though, man.
Yes, we need more. I want to see more. I want to see
up.
class now. I want to see different classes now.
Yeah.
You know, we got the seniors. Let's get the juniors. Let's get the sophomores. I don't care about the freshmen too much, but
on the guys and girls side, for sure.
Yes, girls and guys, absolutely. Okay. Raptor news.
Yeah.
Raptor news. We're on do you want to say we're on a little winning streak here?
That's a 2-game winning streak, baby.
Okay.
We're 4-12. You know what I mean? What?
Still dead last, but
no,
it's
we're
all
not
good.
dead last no more. We're not dead last no more. We're actually 2 games away from taking the 5th spot from Miami. Miami has 6 wins, man.
We're not dead last right now?
No, we're not, bag. Cut it out.
Wizards on a 10-game losing streak?
Yeah, we so disrespectful to the Raps,
Oh, my God.
Stop being so disrespectful to the Raps.
Okay, so we got Washington's 2-12, Philly's 3-12, Raptors are 4-12.
There we go.
Okay, so we're third shit.
Here we go.
We're the third shittiest team in the league.
Put it out, man.
Okay. Anyways,
put it into perspective. We had a pretty tough schedule.
Man, listen.
Keep
You're playing in the NBA. Everybody got a tough schedule.
Come on,
you don't want to
man.
hear that shit.
Come on. Man.
So I want to talk about RJ Barrett though for a second.
Shout out RJ, man.
He is an all-star right now. And I gotta talk to my boy Troy. You're hating. gotta stop right now because that boy's percentage from 3 is looking real good right now. I want to talk about RJ Barrett. So my question for you with RJ, should the Raptors make RJ Barrett the face of this Toronto Raptors team?
Cut the bullshit, bro.
I want to know.
Cut the bullshit, man. No, Scotty Barnes is the face of the of the Raptors.
He was about to say of the NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy
I was about to
You
sound
know
like
how
Coach
this guy's
Darko.
crazy,
We need that Coach
bro.
Darko snippet when he said, Scotty Barnes will be the face of the NBA.
Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league.
In a couple years from now. Paraphrasing, but yeah, come on, man.
You got to stop drinking
Come
at the
on, man.
games.
Come
You
on,
got to
man.
stop drinking at the games.
Cut it out. No disrespect, but it's not even a disrespect thing. I think that's a hell of a compliment. We need more of this from RJ. Number one, I think his last 4 games, against Pistons, 22-6-7, against Boston, 25-10-15, triple-double.
Yes.
Against
glad you have those
Indiana,
stats.
39-9-5. And against Minnesota, he had 31-7-3. Before he went on this run, he had 7 points against Milwaukee.
That was the only bad game of the year.
So
Only bad game of the year.
Let's just keep it a buck.
The only bad game of the year.
And he still needs to shoot better from the free throw line. But other than that,
Bro, what are you talking?
what do you mean? What am I talking about?
He's averaging 24-7
That's
and
cool.
6 assists, bro.
That's great. I'm not knocking what he's averaging.
you talking
I'm
about?
saying free throws. I get weary when he goes to the line, fams. I get nervous. I'm not gonna front. And I love the kid, man. I love what he's doing. Can't stop him when he goes left. Keep going left, please. I'm just saying.
What is he averaging from the free throw line?
Please, somebody tell me.
Could somebody tell me this? Is it 71%?
Say that's great.
It's not great.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you got to work on
No,
that.
it's not great. But the guys also
No buts, man. Make your free throws. You know how many games we could have won if he made his free throws?
No, that's not.
4-12. We were in a lot of games, fams.
No, that's not true.
We were in a lot of games.
That's not
bro.
true.
And like I said, Tatum traveled when he got that game winner. You know how many free throws he missed that game? That we could have won?
What is he shooting from 3-point? The guy shoot.
33% from 3.
Okay, what are we doing right now?
He's shooting.
Just keep it that he's playing well.
He's shooting 34% from 3.
I don't know. When I say Pirtle's, listen, man, Pirtle's having a great season. He had a great streak of games. RJ had a great streak of games. Common denominator.
It's the difference. It's
common
a big
denominator
difference.
is
What are you talking
Scotty
about?
Barnes is not there. So these guys got to step up.
It's a big difference between what RJ's doing and what Pirtle's doing.
No, it's not.
Let's be real.
No, they're both.
RJ scored 39 the other day,
What
bro.
were Pirtle's numbers, please?
Hurdle?
He just
What
scored
were Pirtle's
39.
numbers? What was Pirtle's numbers in the last 4 or 5 games? How many double doubles? Come
Bro,
on,
you said
bro.
he's a top 5 center in the NBA.
No,
What the
I said
frick are you
he's
talking about?
one of the top.
No,
One of the top.
I gave you 25
But you
centers
put
that's better
Embiid
than
in
him.
that list, and he
He's
only
better.
played 3 games.
Listen,
I'm talking
Embiid
about this
Embiid doesn't
season, my
Embiid
dude.
don't have to play all
Broski,
year.
I'm talking about this
Embiid
season.
don't have to play all year, and you're gonna take Embiid over him any day. Let's
I
be
don't know.
real.
I don't know. He got
if
his
he
money.
was that good, they would have
Embiid-
kept his ass.
Embiid got his
San
money.
Antonio traded his ass for a freaking pack of Skittles, bro.
They
what are you
wanted
talking about?
And where did they send him to?
They sent him here.
All right. Guess what? What did they do with Kawhi?
Come on, man.
You know, San Antonio and us, we got a good partnership going on, man.
Don't do
Cut
that,
it out,
bro.
bro.
Don't
What
do
we
that,
talking
bro.
about right
Don't
now,
do
bro?
that. Don't do
Jakob,
that.
the last 4 games had a double-double.
Huh?
Talk to him.
Yeah, Jakob, the last 4 games had a double-double.
How did Embiid?
The game before that, he almost had a double-double.
How about Bam? Who else did you put over him? You put a bunch of. You're so disrespectful.
Bam is better than him.
No, he's not. But
How
Bam's not
is
even
Bam
a center.
not
Bam's
better
not
than
even a
him?
center, bro. He's a 4.
Bro, he's a center. He plays
bro.
center in the NBA
He's
right
a
now.
4, bro. He's a 4. But anyway, he ain't
He's
better
a 4,
than
but
Pirtle.
he's been a center like his whole career.
He ain't
Yes.
better
What is he
than-
talking about?
he ain't better than
I
Pirtle,
gave the guy a list, and I'll tell him the list over again, because you just want to keep riding this Pirtle bullshit. Stop it. This is why the viewership
No,
is shit right
it's
now.
not-
Because
that
guys,
has
we're
nothing to
talking.
do with it. That has nothing to do with it.
Pirtle is leading the race. What the hell we gonna do, bro?
on, man. Was
Come
that
on, bro.
4 double doubles? Come on, man.
I don't
Under
care
the
about the
time.
double doubles,
You gotta
bro.
care about
the
it,
double
man.
doubles ain't giving us no wins.
What do you
We're
mean?
still getting our ass handed to
You
us.
know what? You know what got us wins? If RJ would have made some of his free throws.
Look,
how about that?
He said Pirtle's a top 10 center in the NBA, right? We got Joker,
Okay.
Joel Embiid, Webby,
Nope.
Bam,
Wemby, yes.
Rudy Gobert,
Bam, maybe.
Jared Allen,
Rudy Gobert,
Miles
no.
Turner, Valanciunas, Kristaps Porzingis.
Porzingis not even playing.
I don't care. I'm still taking him over
What
him.
are we doing?
Nikola Vujovic, Sabonis, DeAndre Ayton,
DeAndre Ayton.
Alvin
Are we really calling out Ayton
Sengun,
right now?
Alvin Sengun, Ivan Zubac, Anthony Davis, Brook Lopez, Karl Anthony Towns, Bobby Portis, and Jalen Duran. They're all better. That's 20 guys that are all better than Pirtle. Let's be real.
That is very disrespectful.
It's all better. They're all better.
This season, though,
this
first
bro,
17 games right now, 17 games in, those
listen.
guys are better? Nah, you got to put them up a little bit on that list, man.
Can't put Embiid in that list.
I'm gonna put him on the list.
Porzingis,
Would you
man.
take Embiid over? Would you take Pirtle right now
but
over
you're saying
Embiid?
in the first 17 games right now.
Answer
Porzingis
this question. Would you
Joel
take Embiid over Pirtle right now?
First 17 games, yes.
Yeah, for this
So
season,
right
yeah,
now
for
you're
this
gonna say,
season.
No, I'm saying if you had to choose, it starts now. Your season starts now, and you got to pick out of those two players. You're gonna pick Pirtle over Embiid right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
You're gonna get fired as a GM. You're gonna get fired. That's terrible.
That's the
Anyways.
Roy Jones. What's his name? Jones from UFC doing the Trump dance? I got you.
So
Yeah. All right, back to Barrett, though.
You ran the stats with RJ.
Yeah.
So that's my question. Would you? So you're saying you would not make him the face of the Toronto Raptors?
Barnes leads the team in all stats, all categories. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he did that last year. He got hurt this year early. He's back. I think, he got a chance to see how RJ was moving. Now he's just gonna compliment RJ. Like, I think they both compliment each other. RJ's more of a killer. He wants to score. And Barnes is more of a facilitator. He can go off as well. But I think, to answer your question, and Barnes put it in a quote in the Toronto Star already. But they complement each other, bro. Like, it's not even who's the face, because technically Barnes is the face, and he got the dollars to prove it. But yeah, sorry, he's the face at the end of the day, man. RJ's hooping though, man. This is the RJ we've been waiting for, and I'm glad to see it. Just work on your free throws.
We're
talking about rebounding. We're talking about assists. We're talking about.
I don't know if I believe in Scotty Barnes.
But you've never believed in him. That's just the thing.
Have I been wrong so far? Usually, when you draft a guy, Vince Carter, T-Mac, they become a guy.
When did Chris Bosh become a guy?
What,
4 years? 4 years? Yeah.
Okay. So what are we with Scotty?
Going on the fourth?
This is 5 years for Scotty right
Is it
now?
5 or 4? 5. You're right, 5.
So what? Why do we have to be patient with him? Why does it we have to say, okay, let's just be patient with Scotty and let's wait for him to just be. Listen, Vince Carter was making All NBA team second year.
That's true.
So if he's a guy, I'm just waiting for him to be this guy that we all say that he can be.
Just be a little patient, man.
I don't have patience
You need
because guess
patience,
what?
man.
We're gonna go as far as what Scotty's gonna take us.
Right.
And right now, Scotty ain't taking us nowhere.
We don't know that. The season's not over yet.
Brother, we've been seeing it. We've been seeing it. Shea became a guy when soon as he went to got traded from the Clippers and went to OKC. He became a guy automatically.
Right.
A guy. So I'm waiting for him to be an all-star, not someone getting hurt, and then he replay official all-star. I'm waiting to him to average 25, 27, 10 rebounds. Give me that for 60 games, 70 games. I haven't seen it yet. So this is where I'm saying, like, I'm not like,
I mean, we're 17
I'm not that
games
impressed.
in, man.
I don't care about this
in.
year. I'm talking about we've seen Scotty.
I can
before.
only base it from a year-to-year.
No, you
basis,
can't. No.
man.
So then,
Because we know what he's.
So is he
we
going
know
to be an
what his
all-star?
potential is.
Is he going to be an all-star?
It's gonna be
to me,
tough.
RJ looked like he's the all-star this year for this team.
And Pirtle.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about hip hop, man. This is crazy. I'm done with this shit. Anyways, we're gonna move on from this shit because this guy said Pirtle's gonna be an all-star. And no way on earth will this guy ever be a freaking
Yo,
all-star.
if he gets any nominations, man,
He will not.
That's a win. That's a
No,
win.
no. If
That's
they
a
show
win.
the list and it says he has 1 vote, we already know who's at 1 vote.
Well, lucky thing he doesn't get a vote. Lucky thing he don't get a down vote. Anyways, let's move on to hip hop.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting things here. We got the GQ magazine interview with Metro Boomin and Future. And what is your thoughts on the interview? Because to me, I'm feeling a lot of backpedaling right now. I don't know if it's trolling. So I want to give you a quote that Future said. So Future speaks on the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef. And he goes, there was a beef? I didn't know there was a beef. I didn't even know they had anything going on. I ain't never participate in a rap battle, man. What is your thoughts on it? Is he trolling or is he because is he trolling? What is this shit?
My heart says he is. No, my head says he is. My heart says he's not. He probably really didn't know. Maybe, you know how people listen? You know how people hear the track before it gets released? Maybe he just dropped his verse and cut. Maybe he had other stuff to do, man. Did Metro Boomin his solid? Oh, Kendrick's going to be on it? Great. I'll listen to it when everybody else listens to it.
No one does records like that, bro. No one does records like that. Who does records where they just say, let me do my verse, and then you just put it out? Isn't the final approval from Future on a record?
Well, it was
Who does the final approval on your records, bro? How could you not know that Kendrick Lamar was dissing Drake? Did you not listen to the final edit before it went to be put out?
He probably didn't, man.
Come on, man.
I don't think he listened to it like in that way. Like if he heard it, I don't think he's like going in depth like line by line like everyone else like would inspect it as a listener.
They're high,
He'll probably just be like, "Oh, okay, cool. That was like that was."
So
a good
then
verse."
he gets high. He gets high, too high. He has to stop getting high because that makes no sense. If you don't know, he's talking about a big three.
Right. And he was
After
upset
the big three.
Yeah, and Future's probably upset low key that he wasn't even considered.
So okay,
Big
so
three.
that's my next question. So when Future he talked about Kendrick dissing him on his own song, and then saying like, you know, he felt disrespected not being mentioned in the big three.
Right.
What is your thoughts on that? Is Future a big three guy?
I think he is. But then you'll have to take out J. Cole, and it's hard to take out J. Cole, but he is a big three guy. You'd have to probably eliminate J. Cole. Only because
So I don't
Kendrick and J. Cole, they're at that time they're pretty much labeled as conscious rappers, like, you know what I mean? And Drake was the one I thought was coming out with the slaps. So if I had to substitute one out of the three for Future, it would be J. Cole.
When they're saying the big three, I think they're talking about like being like lyricists though. I don't think they're just talking about get high music and shit.
No, well, obviously lyrics play a huge role.
Yeah, but then
I'm just saying,
how the hell could Future be in this conversation if we're talking about lyrics? Future's not a lyricism. He doesn't have shit that the guy put out a song where he's like, yeah. What is that shit? He's not even saying anything in the song.
are
bro.
you actually listening to maybe it sounds like mumble to you, but
So I
you
gotta get high
you got
to
to
understand
decipher
what he's
that
saying.
shit. Yes, I'm not saying you got to get
What the
high.
hell?
I'm saying you just probably have to decipher the lyric, bro. Maybe
Did you try to decipher that lyric?
I gotta listen to it again. You know how it goes.
Anyways, so Metro Boomin,
There we go.
he said that, you know, he wished he didn't crash out on Twitter. He didn't have those crash outs on Twitter, but he's like, nah, man, I'm not a rapper. So what else am I gonna do?
Right.
What is your thoughts on this guy?
Well, he did. He is kind of right. Like, what is he gonna do? Come up with a track?
He did come out with a BBL. He got everybody calling Drake BBL Drizzy.
And what did Drake do to that? Turned that shit around, made it a even more banger with Sexy Red. You know what I mean? He knew there was no other way he could get at the boy. Like, there was no other way. Drake would come up with a track and annihilate him. You know what I mean? And I think Drake gave him a slap on the wrist by turning that BBL Drizzy shit into a nice little banger. You know what I mean? And yeah, he kind of messed up, bro. He shouldn't have won at the boy, period. No matter how upset he got.
So is this backpedaling right here, or you know?
To me, it's it's backpedaling because there's a storm coming. I think just getting a chance to see Drake in the SPL in the Sanctuary League, I should say. You know what I mean? He looked very focused, hitting them tray balls. Shout out Nico. Shout out Chubbs. They came out on a mission to dominate. They dominated.
When
that
they gonna
week.
let us in that league?
I don't know. I don't know.
I've been training for 3 years to get in this league.
You know what I
guys.
mean?
When y'all gonna let me in the league to play? Anyways, man.
But the man looked pissed. The man looked pissed. Drizzy, he looked pissed. So, and there's a photo of him in the studio. You know what I mean? There's something brewing.
Oh
There's
yeah,
something
one
brewing.
of his in-house producers was like tweeted like, "Sigh, time to get back to work." After
Gordo?
Kendrick- huh?
Gordo?
I think Gordo. I forgot his name, but he was like, time to get back to work after Kendrick dropped his album.
You
I think
feel
it's
me?
Gordo. I think this is backpedaling, to be honest, because a lot of the stuff that they were doing, like the arenas, like tours, stuff like that, it just wasn't. It doesn't just have that. It doesn't have that it factor. And so when what's his name there? When he came home from jail, Thug. When he came home, remember that tweet he sent out?
Yeah,
Like it's just not the same.
just not the same.
He ain't lying, man.
He ain't lying. I mean,
So what if you're Drake right now? What do you do? Do you forgive these guys and make music with them again, or do you just say F them all and just step on their necks and
just
just do
gotta
you?
say right now, they say time heals all wounds, but not right now. You step on their necks, keep it moving.
Yeah, I think you just starve them. Don't give them
Yeah,
nothing.
don't give them nothing. Especially
Starve them. Don't give them
especially
anything.
Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick
abs-
Ross, never jump on a Future beat. Or I mean, a Metro beat. Future can act delusional all he wants, but your song is one that kickstarted this whole bullshit
Yeah,
with the whole pedophile, all this. Your song on your album is the one that kickstarted everything. You got 2 albums
right,
that said we don't trust you.
right.
Pick a side, and you did all this stuff.
That campaign wasn't called for.
So you got to starve him. Don't give him anything. No features, no nothing. Drake got to just keep doing what he got to do for himself, and give features to some of the local artists. The
You know what I
Pressas,
mean?
the TV Gucci's, the Molly Sways, the
Free
Doogies,
A's, man.
the
The B-Robs.
Show love
like,
to those
them
guys.
on there. Wow.
Yes,
They're coming out
get
with
on some
tracks,
tracks
man.
with them and
You know what I
boost
mean?
those guys up. Forget about
Yeah.
because these guys don't appreciate it.
Real
He helped
talk.
them. All these guys, like where's DJ Khaled?
Dyeing his beard somewhere, man.
Bro, the guy saying it's album mode time. Drake, don't give him nothing.
Right.
Don't give him nothing. Because when when the beef was going on, you
was-
could have just been like, "Yo, Drake's my boy. I love him." You just hid. You hid.
Facts.
Just don't starve him. Because you know Khaled's gonna go, "Oh, my album." No, Drake, don't do it. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it, man.
Facts.
Anyways, Kendrick Lamar, man, he dropped a surprise album. When was it? Like 2 days ago? A day ago?
On
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday?
On Friday at noon.
So he dropped his album on Friday at noon. The album is called GNX. What is your first thoughts on this album?
Dope album. I liked it. I was hating on the low. I was forcing myself really not to like it. 'Cause, you know, I'm still in my feelings.
It's a 12 song album, about 45 minutes long. What songs are you feeling on the album? That's first.
Whacked out mural. Squabble up. I mean, Luther. I like the Luther track. I'm not gonna front. Luther was good, man.
With SZA.
With SZA, I was cheesy like SZA. I thought you were cool with Drake, but anyway, like that was my mindset going into my first listen to the album. I'm just like,
I do like those first 3 songs.
you know what I mean?
And then I like
Reincarnated,
Reincarnated.
yes.
I like TV Off. I actually
Hold
like
up, but
Dodger.
TV off. I mean, there's rumblings like TV off and Not Like Us. They kind of sound the same. You know what I mean? But mate, that was just me being a little hater still. I'm not gonna front, you know. And yeah, I mean, the Heart Part 6 was good. Well,
I actually like the Heart Part 6.
Heart Part 6. He
Yes.
took out the right?
Yeah, I like Heart Part 6. I think Drake's Heart Part 6 is better though, but I do
Yeah.
like this Heart Part 6 though.
Right. And Gloria was nice too. But the majority of the tracks were listenable, man. They were tough tracks, man. You know. What was the other one? The Garden joint, man. The one he was rapping over like the man at the Garden.
Man at the Garden.
That was a tough
That's with
track.
the Nas, right?
Yeah, the one mic joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like those 4. I like the first 4. Man in the Garden. I like Reincarnated, TV Off, and I like Dodger Blue, Heart Part 6. what would you say the replay value of this album is? Like, would you, or is this something? Because I'm hearing mixed reviews, man. I'm hearing it's a classic, it's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick did it again.
Right.
What is your thoughts comparing them to the other albums that he has? And is this an
it's-
album or is this a mixtape?
I think it's a mixtape, like 44 minutes, 45 minutes. It's a good listen while you're driving. You'll pull up a couple tracks. All in all, it was a good listen, man. It was a good listen. No complaints. Just a few speculations and like I didn't understand. You know, I think it was last week or a week and a half ago, Kendrick was named Rapper of the Year on
Apple Music.
From Apple Music, and all he really did come out with was Not Like Us. Just doing that whole battle with Drake, they're just basing it off of that. If they're basing it off of that, I'm like, I never heard anybody get Rapper of the Year because of that. So that must mean Drake was really the guy for the last 15 years.
Well, he did say he choked out a goat.
Really did.
Right.
Yeah. Well, at least
So he was saying Drake's the goat.
At least he referred to him as the GOAT. All right,
Yeah.
cool. But then, as soon as he gets Rapper of the Year with no albums, this comes. You know what I mean? And now if you look on Apple, he has like all 12 tracks are like...
all 12 tracks are charted. All 12, I mean, he's #1 in over 100 countries.
Right? So, I don't know. Apple and Kendrick, I don't know what they got going on, but... Or maybe it's for the people. I don't know. I'm being a little salty, I guess, but... Call it what you want, man.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that he had on Whacked Out Marrows. He talked about Snoop Dogg, and this is very interesting because they always said that Drake's in his feelings, right? They're like, oh, Drake, you seem bothered, you seem so... So, to me, when he says this line about Snoop, when he goes, Snoop posted Taylor Made, I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go.
And I always thought Taylor Made was the diss track, was the death blow in that battle. They took it off
It wasn't a death blow.
I thought it was super
Family
creative.
Matters is still the best.
In regards to Kendrick putting Pac and Snoop on the ultimate West Coast pedestals and having, remember, don't get it twisted, it was Drake rapping. He just used Pac's voice and Snoop's voice. And the way he turned it around on Kendrick, I was
It
like,
was
how
almost
come
like an Eminem 8 Mile thing where he just like, let me diss myself, and then you can't. What are you gonna come up with after?
like that was perfect.
I think it was very creative.
And the fact that everybody just brushed that to the side, people from Pac's estate trying to sue Drake or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
Well, I definitely know that Kendrick called the Tupac
Come on,
estate,
man.
now.
Like
we know he called the Tupac estate now.
So
for
bottom
sure.
line, just hearing him bring that up now, I knew it. I knew that track bothered him massively. He brought it up to the point where he's saying, "Oh, man was on edibles." Even though Snoop did tweet out, "Yeah, I was on edibles," whatever.
That was wild.
That was wild too. But I'm glad. Bring back Taylor Made Freestyle because that track right there really hit a nerve.
So what would you say about the Lil Wayne line?
Yeah.
What was Lil Wayne line? He goes, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down.
Right. Leave Lil Wayne alone, man. What did Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne said though, he replied and goes, man, what the F did I do? I just be chilling.
Right.
And they still come for me.
The fact
Come
of
from
the
my
matter is, the Super Bowl is in New Orleans 3 times now. It's been in New Orleans, and Lil Wayne has never been called up to perform. And he's been on countless platforms saying he wants to perform at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Didn't happen. They gave it to Kendrick. Super Bowl next year's in LA. Like, why wouldn't Lil Wayne be upset?
Do you think that was a diss to Lil Wayne?
I'm taking that as a diss.
That line?
I'm taking that as a diss. I'm looking at like, yo, all right, you're the one that put Drake on. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna take both you guys out. That's how I'm looking at it right now, man. This is bigger than rap at the moment. Like, this is like, I'm trying to annihilate anything that's affiliated with Drake.
Kendrick.
No,
You're saying Kendrick's?
no, Kendrick's. Yeah, that's Kendrick's mindset. Like
Damn,
anything,
it got to that point.
anything
Sheesh.
affiliated with Drake, I'm coming for your head. And then he even said like on was it the Squabbles or the Mural track, something along the lines of at the beginning he was going at one person, but now it's plural. He's going at everybody.
Yeah,
So-
she goes F every yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So now
those
he's
whacked out murals.
right? A whacked out mural. So now he's like, yo, he's going at everybody. He tried to just annihilate Drake, but it didn't work because mad people are still rocking with Drake.
There's definitely still jabs with Drake. Even when he said, I forget what song it was when he said that how can you call yourself the GOAT or the king of hip hop? And what do you say? How can you call yourself the king of hip hop? But then everybody who posted that, they were posting like Drake's numbers. Like this is why he calls himself that. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. By the way, Drake is the most streamed artist in LA. By the way, he has 1 million listeners in LA.
Right.
Kendrick's third. He's not even second. Well, he has 982K. Tyler the Creator is number 2. That's just a little interesting. Yeah, he said. Kendrick says, "Tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, mother effer." But then they showed Drake's 104 billion. Yeah.
Right.
I don't. So there is jabs in there which keep people attention. Like he knows what he's doing.
Right.
I'm just waiting for him to say, "Let me just do an album where there's no disses, there's no nothing." Like just.
But I think he's already given out work like that in regards to albums that have phenomenal storylines, and he sticks to the theme and sticks to the story. This time around, what I've gathered is the man is a little bit more free. There's a lot more on this particular project, a lot more bangers in regards to you can play some of this in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Like
never seen
Squabble Up is like he's going in that direction a little bit more, I feel.
I never seen that
where
before.
he's doing the little bops. But
Right.
what I want to say to that is that I don't think he should do the chorus. Like I don't. It sounds a little weird to me.
He's singing now too, so I'm like
Squabble Up, like that. Just sounds weird to me. Like I like him rapping, and this is why I give Drake a lot of credit because Drake can make the whole damn intro. You know, the beginning of the song, and then he can do the chorus, and he can do everything, and it still sounds good. To me, just him doing the hooks on some of these songs, I'm not really a fan of. But honestly, I'm not gonna hate this song. This album's a good album.
It's a good
album.
Man.
I can't.
Do we even know if
hate.
it's an album? That's the $1 million question, man. I'm leaning towards mixtape, or if this is like a little mixtape before the album.
I think if this is the album, then Drake should be at home. Like this is it. If I'm Drake, I'm like, this is it.
Right.
So I don't know. And there's another line, and I'm not sure what song this is. I don't know if this is Whacked Out Mirrors, but he goes, "I'll never piece it up." He goes, "I'll never piece it up that shit. It don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I'll take him to hell with me." So he's talking about Drake right there.
I tell you, tailor-made freestyle, man, really struck a nerve, bro.
So I wanna ask you guys a question with this album. I believe we all enjoyed the album. It was a decent album. Do you agree?
Yeah.
GNX, not bad. I'm not gonna even lie. Also, I want to tell you, I forgot. RJ did score 1,000 points in his career as a Raptor. That was a big news. But I forgot about to say that. But what do you think the first week sales of Kendrick Lamar's album is gonna be? What does GNX do first week sales?
What did Tyler do last week?
Tyler?
Didn't you do like 300
300K?
or 400 something like that? He did well. He did well. Tyler the Creator.
I think it's gonna be around that, or maybe more, a little bit more than Ty. It's gonna probably hit like maybe 400K. Give it like 400K, man.
Chromacopia did was around 250 to 350K. It was somewhere around there.
Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
So what do you?
Give it 400K, between 400 and 500K possibly.
I'm over there too. What do you say?
350 to 400.
350 to 400 is not is
In this time, I think that's equivalent to back in the 2000s when
it's hard not
Because
to.
remember,
We used to get like $1 million back in the
don't count
day.
as much as album sales. So like when like Drake was dropping views and stuff, and like that had like millions, because people are still buying albums, but people don't really buy albums now. They just stream it, so it doesn't really go up as high.
So I'm going to say he's gonna do like 600K first week.
which would be phenomenal.
If he's number one in 100 or what is it? How much countries? 10 countries. He's number one. Like, I got to be like 600.
No, but the thing is, each country is different though.
So are we doing? Are we doing? So we're only doing.
Because first week sales don't usually like. I don't think that's worldwide usually. No?
It's only in America.
Usually, yeah, like when like it's like, oh, Billboard Hot 100, you know, he got number one with this many sales. That's usually like North American based or something like that.
I think it's only in America.
Yeah.
He's the fan favorite right now. So I think
Yes.
I think 600 right now. I'm going with 600,000.
Like that.
You said 300 to 400.
Yeah, 300 to 400 around there.
Let's do a $5 bet, man.
All right, bet.
Okay.
$5 bet.
Is it going to be the exact number? So you're saying 500K, you're saying 350.
Whoever gets the closest to the number.
I said 400 to 500. So
you got to pick one. You got to pick one, sir. You can't do.
right,
I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna go with
900 to.
I'm gonna go with 450.
450.
That's the number.
What's the?
I'll do three. I'll stay at 350.
I'm doing 600.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see what happens next week.
500. Not 500. Sorry. Sorry. I ain't got money like that. $5 bet.
I want it in all quarters.
Let me get mine in all ones. Pennies, that is.
They don't have pennies no more, man.
Anyways, again, masterpiece for you, classic or
Listen, DeMar,
good album.
DeMar, I think everybody's just quoting masterpiece because DeMar came out and said the joint was a masterpiece.
Kendrick is Kendrick. You know, that's my man. I'm proud of him. You know, another masterpiece.
DeMar, Kyle's jersey's gonna get retired before yours now. You keep digging yourself.
So now he want to go this way.
You
with
keep
it.
digging yourself in this hole. I try to ride for you, fams, but what you're doing right now is petty.
What do the kids call it? You're glazing. You're just glazing.
I'm not
right now.
glazing, man.
No, I'm saying DeMar's glazing.
DeMar's more than glazing.
Yeah.
Because now he doesn't have to come back to Toronto for the year at least. You know what I mean? I think they played already. He only played them twice, right?
So when I told you when he was trying to use us for that book run and
Yeah.
you got mad at me,
I did.
I told
did.
your ass this goofy's trying to use us for this book run to sell
Right.
books. You're like, nah. I think didn't you get a book? Didn't you buy one?
I did.
See this shit?
I did,
Anyways,
man.
man. Anyways,
did. My bad.
what is it? Is it a masterpiece, classic, or is it a good album?
It's a good album.
Masterpiece, good or classic?
I can't call it a classic within 2 days. I gotta give it like a month. Yeah, like it has to like sit there, and then be like, over time, it's like that's when you actually get an opinion. But right now, it's a good album.
Right.
Good album. It could lean over to
I
classic.
think it's
but
too
it's
short.
not gonna go that high.
I think it's too short to be a classic, man.
I think it got too much skips to be a classic. Got too many skips.
Right.
To me in the 12 album, it got like 5 skips. That's too many skips.
Right. Right.
When I listen to Nas album, Illmatic, there's 0 skips. That's a classic. When I listen to Get Rich or Die Trying, there
No
might be like
skips at
one
all.
skip.
None.
That's a classic.
0. Classic.
When I listen to, what Jay-Z was the Reasonable Doubt, there might be 1 skip. Those are classic albums. I can't get 4 or 5 skips and then say it's a classic. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
4 or 5 skips on the 12-track album.
It's too much skips. Yeah. To be a classic, that's good. I'm not. People might go at us, but I just don't. classic, there's just no skips. There's not supposed to be any skips on a classic. Views, there's really no skips on Views. That's a classic to me, Drake. You know, Scorpion, might got like 2 or 3 skips top. I don't consider it a classic. I think that's a really good album. But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the skip value. Like, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm gonna be listening to this in a month. To be honest.
Did you listen to Kendrick's last album?
Which one was it? To
Mr.
Pimp.
Morale.
Nah, I think that's just dog shit, man.
So
I ain't
is this
gonna
one
lie.
better than the last one?
Hell yeah, this one's better. I don't. To me, I think Kendrick got one good album. That's me. Is Good Kid, Mad City. That's his best album. All the rest of the shit is just, I think, is forced. I think it's actually really forced. I think people who are Kendrick fans, they're forcing themselves. When I see people listen to these songs and they're like, "Oh my god," I'm like, "Bro, like, really? That broccoli song, Squabble Up." The hype for the intro compared to what we just heard the whole song, it's a letdown for me. It's a decent song, but it's not like what the intro is like letting us to believe. That's just my opinion. So, it's a good album for me. Anyways, that's all I got.
That's all
you got anything?
Man. Yeah, I want to shout out our Team Canada men's basketball team. They're doing their thing. I think they're playing for the AmeriCup qualifiers or something along those lines. I think they're undefeated right now. They have a game today at 3. I want to send our condolences out to the family of Chad Pothamus, who passed.
Yeah.
He had I know he's a member of the 3-on-3 national team and
Playing the
just part of,
CBL too.
right?
Yeah.
Part of the Canada basketball family. So I want to send out my condolences to his family and friends. And it was a tough loss because I seen him all over my storylines, man. With, Shaq, Keith, with a bunch of guys that had countless memories with him. So yeah, man. I just want to shout that out real quick. And hopefully our boys, led by Coach Mitchell, you know what I mean? They're undefeated at the moment, so hopefully they can keep that streak going and handle their business, you know what I mean? Go down, handle their business. They want to go down there, secure a spot, and they're on the verge of doing so. So, yeah. And let's not forget to continue to subscribe on all social media platforms, man. Continue to support. We're here. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? We're Hip Hop Meets Hoops, and we're out.
Let's get it.